Hey, I'm Ross.
And I'm Jonathan.
This week we're going to talk about loving the neighbor where you are. Okay, so there's this kind of cool story I'm really proud of my wife for thinking of it. About 6 months after we moved back to Evansville, we were in this neighborhood and we decided we wanted to create more community. And so she had this idea of, let's just throw a big neighborhood party. And we thought, okay, well, that sounds awesome. How do we do it? Well, we found this street in our neighborhood that not many people go on, and it just didn't have a lot of traffic. So we decided, let's grill out, let's provide the meat for people. We'll do games for kids and fun stuff to do for adults like cornhole or whatever. And we sent out invitations to all of our neighbors. There were like 200 houses in our neighborhood. And we just said, hey, if you're an odd number, then you bring sides. And if you're an even number, you bring a dessert. And so we had about 50 people show up, maybe a little more, I don't know. But it was this awesome time of just getting to eat and just get to know the people who like live around you. And I think it's really cool because we really struggle in our culture to actually get to know the people who live next to us. And so we have this idea of how do we love our neighbors? The first step is actually getting to know them.
I think that's a great story, and it really illustrates what we want to talk about today, which is neighboring where you are. Mm-hmm. So when we think about loving our neighbors and we think about stories like the Great Samaritan, oftentimes we think of loving people who are in need. Mm-hmm. Right. And we kind of sometimes neglect just the people who are around us on a regular basis. And like you said, it's kind of countercultural for us to reach out to strangers who we might be in proximity with on a regular basis and try to form a relationship with them unless we have a specific reason to. But I think what we find is a lot of people are kind of hungry for that interaction, and that they don't have a lot of deep, meaningful relationships in the places that they are on a regular basis. Right. So neighboring where you are is not necessarily about finding people who are in need and being generous toward them, right, but rather just look around you at the place that you live, the neighborhood that you live in, or maybe the places in the community that you spend a lot of time on a regular basis, and just reach out to people and love them. Maybe you're even not providing for a need that they have, but you're asking them to participate with you. You know, you guys invited people to bring dessert or bring a side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was creating an environment where that could happen. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think it can be that simple. Loving your neighbor is just what environment can I create in my home or in my neighborhood, or maybe it's in my coworkers' lives, maybe it's in my school. You know, that provides a way for people to just interact and talk. Just thinking of like, what are some things that you could do that would just allow you to get to know the people around you, to make them feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, you might have to take one uncomfortable step in order to make others comfortable, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah. What are some of those first steps that somebody could take?
I think the first thing is just to get to know your neighbors' names. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's a great book called The Art of Neighboring, which I think you'll be able to check out this week. And it talks about, you know, just doing things like just making a mental note in your head and saying, okay, this is who's in this house next to me. Mm-hmm. And the next time I see him, I'm going to remember their name and say, hey. Right. Or when we're taking the trash out together, you know, we make eye contact and we say hello. You know, sometimes it's that easy, and you just don't know where it might go from there.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between "Hey, what's up, man?" and
right.
"Hey, Kevin, how's it going?" Right. You know, whenever you use somebody's name, they know that you value the interactions that you've had and the relationship that you're forming, even if it's pretty small at this point.
That's right, and it's thinking about what would you want someone to do for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of the golden rule idea.
Right.
You know, do for somebody what you would want them to do for you.